Welcome to Jhonna Unfiltered. This is my learning diary about life, personalities, and pets. I'm not a vet, just a curious learner sharing what I find, and I hope we can learn together in a simple and honest way. Today, let's talk about one of the most eye-catching cats in the world, the Bengal cat. When you first see a Bengal cat, your first thought is usually, wait, is that really a house cat? Because honestly, it does not look like a normal pet cat at all. It looks like a small leopard that somehow decided to live inside a home. That is the best way to describe it in a simple way. The Bengal cat comes from a mix between a domestic cat and a wild Asian leopard cat. That is why it has that strong jungle look, even if it is raised in a home. Most Bengals today are many generations away from the wild cat, so they are safe as pets, but believe me, they still carry that wild energy in their appearance and behavior. The coat is the main highlight here, and it's usually what makes people stop scrolling. It typically has bold spots called rosettes, which look like leopard marks. Some Bengals do not have spots, but instead have a marble pattern that looks like soft swirls. The colors can vary too. Some are golden brown, some are silver gray, and some are snow white, which looks almost like a winter leopard. One interesting thing is the fur itself. It is very smooth and soft, almost silky when you touch it. Honestly, some Bengals even have a slight shiny effect under sunlight. People call this a glitter coat because it looks like tiny gold dust is on their fur. It is subtle, but trust me, it is very beautiful when you notice it. One thing you'll notice immediately is how they move. These aren't fluffy, round cats. Bengals are slim, strong, and very athletic. Their legs are long, especially the back legs, which makes them amazing jumpers. They can jump on top of cabinets, doors, or even higher shelves without much effort. Their body is built for movement, not for sitting still. Their face also adds to the wild look. They usually have sharp, alert eyes in colors like green, gold, or hazel. The face is slightly rounded, but still very focused and intense. Even when they are relaxed, they still look like they are observing everything around them. Their ears are medium-sized and slightly rounded at the tips, not too sharp, not too soft. Here is the thing about their personality, and this is where things get really interesting. A Bengal cat is not a lazy lap cat. If you want a cat that just sleeps all day beside you, if I'm being real, this is not it. Bengals are very active, very curious, and sometimes a little too smart for their own good. They love climbing. They love running. They love exploring everything. If there is a door, they will try to understand how it opens. If there is water, some of them will try to play with it or even jump in. Yes, some Bengals actually like water, which is not common for most cats. They also get bored easily. And when they get bored, they find their own entertainment. Sometimes that means opening cabinets, pushing things off tables, or finding new places to climb. That is why owners usually say you need time, energy, and patience for this breed. But they are not just wild energy. They are also intelligent. You can actually train them to do tricks like fetching small toys or walking on a leash. They also form strong bonds with their owners. They can follow you around the house like a shadow, just watching everything you do. Now, if you are thinking, okay, I like the look, but are there other cats that look similar? The answer is yes. First up is the Ocicat. It's basically the twin that's a bit easier to handle. This cat looks very similar because it also has spots, but it does not have wild cat ancestry. It is more social, so it is like a calmer version of a Bengal in appearance. But then you have the Egyptian Mau, elegant, fast, and naturally spotted. This is one of the few cat breeds with natural spots. It is not as wild in personality, but visually, it can definitely remind you of a Bengal. Next is the Toiger, which looks more like a mini tiger instead of a leopard. Instead of spots, it has stripes. It is usually calmer and easier for first-time cat owners. Finally, there is the Savannah cat, which is even more exotic-looking than a Bengal. It is taller and has stronger wild ancestry. But it also requires a lot more care and experience. So if we simplify everything, a Bengal cat is basically the middle ground between wild beauty and domestic life. It looks like a jungle animal, but it still lives in a home. It is beautiful, intelligent, active, and a little unpredictable. But it is not for everyone. You really need time, patience, and energy to keep up with it. Otherwise, it can feel overwhelming. And that is why people either fall in love with Bengals instantly, or they realize they need something calmer. At the end of the day, it is not just about how a cat looks. It is about whether its personality matches your lifestyle. So here is a simple question for you. If you had a cat like this at home, would you enjoy its wild energy? Or would you prefer something more calm and relaxed? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching. If this video resonated with you, please consider hitting the subscribe button. I want to be upfront and share that I use this text-to-speech voice to tell my stories because as a full-time ESL teacher, I have to be very careful with my vocal cords. Managing vocal nodules means I have to save my voice for my students, but I didn't want that to stop me from sharing these unfiltered thoughts with you. I'm Jhonna, and I'm currently working toward my goal of 1,000 subscribers so I can finally monetize this channel and turn this passion into a sustainable part of my future. This is my diary of solo living here in the Philippines, and your support, whether through a comment or a sub, helps me keep this channel growing. If you would like to help out even more, you can check out the Buy a Treat for My Pets link in the description. My dogs definitely appreciate the love. Make sure you are subscribed so you do not miss the next update. Thank you for being such an important part of this journey. I'm Jhonna, and I will see you in the next one.